Welcome to the Cocktail Guru Podcast,
a show about food, drink, and entertainment,
with a tight focus on the good life,
and all things delicious, luxurious, and fun.
I'm Jonathan Pogash, bartender, author, TV personality, and founder of the Cocktail Guru.
And I'm Jeffrey Pogash, wine and spirits professional, author, insatiable collector of culinary ephemera, and so people tell me, an engaging raconteur.
And my dad. Oh, Dad, it's a very exciting day because have you noticed what's over my shoulder over here?
Ooh, is that an Emmy?
It's not an Emmy. No,
is it an Oscar?
It's a Telly. This is our Telly Award arrived.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations to you. Well,
yes, and to you too. This is amazing. It's a huge honor. And you're looking mighty fine this afternoon, and it's great because we have an amazing guest today, and I'm very, very excited.
Well, you're not more excited than I am because I have this very special feeling within, that doesn't happen very often. The last time it happened was when we were doing the bar rescue episode and the below deck episode. And
what about Kelsey Grammer?
Well, I was going to say for other reasons, not the same reason, the Kelsey Grammer episode.
Yes.
So I'm really in a great mood. I'm in a reverent mood since we have a guest with us who is not just a pop culture expert, but a pop culture icon as well. And John, I'm truly starstruck once again. So
and it looks as though you do not have a traditional cocktail in your hand. Do you have?
No, you might find it odd that I do not have a cocktail in my hand.
Yes, but I do see some
even stranger when I show you what my cocktail is. This is in honor of our guest.
Dad has a plate of donuts?
I have a plate of boozy donuts.
Oh.
And this is to honor our guest today, who we will introduce shortly. Yes, this is. I have two donuts. I have injected these donuts with the first one is an old fashioned.
Okay, so you made an old fashioned and you put some of it in.
No. That's the name of the donut. Old fashioned.
Oh, okay.
Plain donut.
Yeah.
I have injected it with Lagavulin single malt Scotch whiskey, 1970 double matured. One of the bottles that I have lying around. Yes, and I have glazed it with some Hiroses. Now you know what Hiroses is, but most people probably don't know what Hiroses is.
Yes,
it's a delicious paste made out of crushed dates and nuts, and it's a traditional Passover ingredient.
That's right. Well, Dad, let's get on to introducing our guest. So, this was something this boozy treat was something that she created on her show, I believe, right? Called the Nerdy Bartender.
That's correct.
She's amazing and she's highly accomplished. She's very, very entertaining, oftentimes hilarious. Her bartending show, always hilarious. Always. She has an equally entertaining and hilarious cooking show. But wait, there's more. She's an actress. She specializes in cosplay performances. She makes a slew of videos, and I know her because of her appearance and her win on Lego Masters 2022. And my kids are huge fans, and so are we as well. And Dad, it seems as though maybe the two of you have something else in common. You and our next guest have something else in common. What is that?
Well, we do. Not just Legos.
Yeah.
Of course, I'm a bit behind the time when it comes to Legos. But believe it or not, John, our guest and I have a love of hot dogs. She dresses up like a hot dog, and I eat them and do videos about hot dogs and champagne. So she is truly, and I must say, any woman who dresses up in a hot dog costume is a friend of mine. So we have become fast friends, even though she doesn't know that yet. And the only thing she doesn't do, from what I can see, and I may be wrong about this, is another pursuit that I really like very much. I don't do it, but I like listening to it, and that's ASMR. I don't think she does.
I know, Dad. It is a little odd. I know it's interesting to hear that your father is a big ASMR fan, and he's been trying to get ASMR artists on the podcast.
Oh,
but
yes.
In any case,
out there, please contact us.
In any case, I like how you wrote this, Dad. This is the final part of this introduction.
Yes, the final part is. Yes, go ahead.
As if all of these accomplishments and accolades were not enough, our next guest shares the same last name as the family that is at the center of the television series that Dad is currently binging, Succession.
Yes, that has become one of my favorite shows.
Okay.
So with much ado and fanfare, let's bring on the fabulous Stacey Roy. Yay!
Hi,
hello, Stacey. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I have to say that's one of the most fun intros ever, and I have so many things I want to comment on already. The fact that I like to dress up as a hot dog.
Oh, yes. There are other things I know about you as well, Stacey, but it's all public knowledge.
We need to unpack this hot dog dressing thing. But before we get into some things here, Stacey, we always ask our guests this question at the very beginning. If you were deserted and stranded on a desert island, what would be your drink of choice?
Water? No, I'm just kidding.
Well,
I feel like that's a very practical answer. But okay, so if I'm stranded on a deserted island, drink of choice, I know it. It would have to be a Caesar, which for our American viewers is basically a Bloody Mary, but 100 times better. And I think that would be a really great drink. When I was filming Lego Masters, I couldn't have a Caesar for like 7 weeks, and that was tough. So I think that's the drink that I would want to bring.
Oh man,
a Bloody Caesar.
It's a Bloody Caesar. They call it a Caesar.
The Caesar. I call it a Bloody Caesar.
Okay. Is that the same thing as like a Bloody Mary? Because a Bloody Mary is with tomato juice, but a Caesar is with Clamato juice.
Correct. It's made the same way, but with the addition of Clamato juice. Or the way I do it is with pure clam juice.
Ooh, I love that.
Yeah, you can get pure clam juice.
It's magical when you have Clamato juice.
And the flavor is so much more intense when you use real, fresh clam juice.
Absolutely. I did that once on Nerdy Bartenders. I made my own Clamato mix, like using clam juice, which was quite the experience doing that. But it was fantastic. And I don't know if you guys have seen those videos online, but you got to go crazy with the garnishes, which I also think would be perfect for being on an island. Like I want mac and cheese on that Caesar.
Oh my goodness.
Sandwich. I want bacon, pepperoni stick, so it's also offering me sustenance while I'm deserted on this island.
Right.
Absolutely. That's the one time when I will agree with you about garnishes for Bloody Marys.
Oh, wow. So Dad is a huge Bloody Mary freak. He actually wrote a book called Bloody Mary, which is the history of the Bloody Mary cocktail here in the U.S.
I love that.
I know. But in any case, Stacey, so you are a huge personality, and we know you from Lego Masters and your website. And what are you drinking right there? You just took a sip of something.
Just take a sip of something. I was like, this is a podcast all about cocktails and bartending.
Yeah.
I've had to make something for the occasion. So I am sipping on a spicy mezcal Paloma.
Oh, that's
I was like, I'm gonna make something really tasty for this episode.
We love mezcal.
Right? I think mezcal is like the breakout spirit in the last couple years.
Yeah, it really is. There are so many new brands out there of mezcal, and one thing though that we do want to do is with tequila and mezcal is sort of preserve the craftsmanship of the product itself, because with all of these brands coming out, it does tend to get a little diluted, pun intended, with those products. But so Stacey, where did you start off? Like, how did you get into what you are into?
Oh, that is a big question.
Isn't that a big question?
Can I ask you a question first, though? What are you drinking? Because I know he's having donuts, boozy donuts, which makes me so happy. But what are you having?
I don't have anything in front of me right now, guys.
I mean,
hold on. I could change that.
Behind you.
I can change that. Do you see this glass?
All he has to do is reach behind,
look at that,
grab a bottle, and pour it in the glass.
That's a glass with me on it.
That glass is amazing.
That does look like you, John. It looks like
and then wait,
Farmer
hold on.
John.
There's a glass with my dad and I on there. Isn't that cool? Okay.
How do I get a glass with my face on it?
I know. We should get. Well, let's get a glass with your face. Okay. I'm going to drink a little green chartreuse.
Ooh. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Well, guess what? That's what's in my second donut, the glazed donut. I've glazed it with orange marmalade and chartreuse, and that's in honor of Stacey, because Stacey did a fabulous segment on Homer Simpson boozy donuts.
Oh my gosh.
You watched that episode? I love boozy donuts. It's the best. I mean, come on, donuts are awesome, and then you make them boozy, they get even better.
And when I saw that, I said, well, I'm going to forego the traditional cocktail. I'm going to do a boozy donut. And here it is. It's delicious with chartreuse.
I love it. I'm actually thinking about working on a book called Cooking with the Nerdy Bartender. So I might need you to be my donut consultant.
Well, I'm glad
to test out some recipes. Let me know which ones are really working.
But you're also a chef, and you have your own cooking show.
I do. Yes, Cooking with Stacey.
Come by it honestly.
So Stacey, tell us.
I just love food and drink.
Yeah. Tell us how, going back to the initial question, tell us how you got into, working on the things that you love doing.
Yeah. So, I mean, if we take it way back, I always knew that I loved being in front of camera. So right after high school, I went to Vancouver Film School. And shortly after that, I started auditioning and trying to get parts. And I realized that I really wanted to take my career into my own hands. So I started a film production company. And that began my YouTube career, especially back in the day. That's where everything started. And I came up with the idea for Nerdy Bartender. I wanted to do a YouTube series that would be fun and around cocktails and things that I was passionate about. And then before I knew it, I sold that to be a TV show. So down in LA, the Brewdog Network and Drink TV picked it up for 2 seasons.
Wow. It's fantastic. They're great. That is amazing. Great show. Yeah. And you are also a legit actress. I mean, it's not just YouTube. You're a legitimate trained actress, correct?
Like I said, I love being in front of camera. I love hosting. I've done many shows, and it's been a really wild, fun ride.
And I think you've been in a couple of movies too, right?
I have. One in particular that people like to bring up is 30 Days of Night, which was a vampire movie where I played Jane the vampire.
Well, I didn't realize it was a vampire movie.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. It's a vampire movie. I got to wear the crazy teeth and have the full contacts that cover your entire eyeball, and it was a ton of fun. But again, I wanted to be able to make my own shows and really pursue the things that I was passionate about.
Wow. Well, there's nothing better than taking your career into your own hands.
Exactly.
Fantastic. And then you've become a Lego master. Or a Lego mistress, whatever the case.
Oh my goodness! How did the whole Lego thing come about, Stacey?
Yeah, so at the time I was doing a lot of streaming on Twitch and Amazon. I had my cooking show on Amazon, Cooking with Stacey, and they were encouraging me to branch out with that show. So I was doing tech streams, and I started doing Lego streams. I happened to be working on my Millennium Falcon Lego set, which is huge and amazing, and it's probably the best Lego set I have. And I didn't want to stop working on it, so I turned on the camera. I started recording and I turned it into a show live on Amazon, and people loved it. They really latched on and they were like, oh, building Lego. Like, it just brought them back to their childhoods and wanting to do more of that. And that's how my partner on the show, Brick and Nick, found me. He was also a creator on Amazon Live, and he saw that I was doing Lego shows and was like, hey, you wanna go audition to be on Lego Masters? And I was like, yeah, sure, let's do it. Let's give it a try. Let's see what happens. And then before I knew it, I was flying to Atlanta, Georgia, and filming for 7 weeks and competing on a very intense reality show.
Yeah, and the two of you won, right?
We did win.
Oh,
yes.
Yeah. Yes. Congratulations.
What an amazing, I mean,
Thank
that was
you.
a great season. We loved watching it. we just loved seeing the transition from the first episode to the last episode and all of the builds. And for anyone who has not watched it, they definitely should go ahead and look out for it, because I mean, Will Arnett is amazing, and we're huge fans of Will, and also their podcast, Smartless, which I love listening to as well.
They have a fantastic podcast. Lego Masters is a great show for families. Like, I highly encourage you guys to watch it, and it just really promotes creativity and Lego building and being a kid again.
Yeah, you have a leg up on me, John, because you have kids. So that's why you were watching it. Benny and Junie love that show.
Yes.
I have not watched it, I must admit.
Well, you should definitely watch it, Dad.
You gotta watch it.
Did you have an interest in getting behind the camera at an early age? What did you do kind of growing up and as a kid in Canada? Yes.
Yes, in Canada. I did a lot of dance growing up, lots of dance competitions. I was super into theater in high school. I went on to win Miss Teen Calgary as well when I was in high school.
Wait a second.
So I did the pageant scene a little bit. And it was just always something that I wanted to pursue. But it wasn't until after film school that I really started to dive into the behind the scenes process of making a film or a short video. And I definitely found a lot of passion there as well.
Did you have to go to the Calgary Stampede?
Oh, I think that Calgary Stampede weekend, I did something like 50 events. I'm pretty sure I didn't sleep. It was nonstop events. I had to shear a sheep.
Whoa.
It was the weirdest event I've ever done in my life.
Okay, hold on a second, because we also need to unpack the shearing of a sheep.
First.
I did. I had to shear a sheep. It was the most terrifying experience of my life. They like flipped the sheep on its back. They handed me a pair of shears and they're like, and go. And all I could think about is there's going to be a headline in the Calgary Sun newspaper, Miss Teen Calgary kills sheep.
Oh, no.
And I was full on panic mode. It went okay. Just, no sheeps were harmed in my shearing process. But it was the weirdest event I've ever done in my life.
Well, I have been to the Calgary Stampede. I love it. It's fantastic.
It's great. It's so much fun. There's so much to do. The Calgary Stampede's actually coming up quickly. And I'm hoping I can make it out to Alberta just to attend for a day or two. But schedule is a little crazy these days.
Well, I'm due for another trip. The last time I was there was in 1972.
Oh, wow. Was that the last time you were in Canada or just the last time you were in Calgary?
I was in British Columbia a couple of years ago. That was my last time in Canada. So, but before that, I had made trips to Quebec as well, because I love Quebec, because I speak French and love the culture there and have a wonderful time. But you come from one of the most beautiful parts of the entire world, and that's Banff.
Yes. Yeah, that's where I was born, and it's stunning. It's gorgeous.
Yeah, my parents used to make trips there quite often, actually.
Oh, wow. Yeah, it's really beautiful. People need to visit it, because you see photos and you're like, this can't possibly be a real place. And then you go there and you're just blown away. And also, just so you guys know, if you ever come out to BC again, because I know you guys like cocktails and everything, we have a huge cocktail scene out here and lots of amazing wineries. We're like the Napa Valley of Canada, because I'm living in Kelowna right now.
Ooh, beautiful, beautiful. Well, when I was in Vancouver, we spent a couple of days in Vancouver. I saw the bar scene. It was really quite incredible.
We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Hey everyone, Jonathan here. If you're into swag as much as we are, then look no further than our Cocktail Guru shop. The items in our store have been personally chosen, handpicked with care by me, I'm Jonathan, and my team of Cocktail Gurus. A water bottle with a stainless steel straw? Yep. T-shirts? Hoodies? Snapback hats, signed copies of Mr. Boston Bartender's Guide, cocktail box kits, bar tools, and more. You betcha. We've even managed to create a onesie for that mocktail lover in your family. So head on over to shop.thecocktailguru.com and use code GURU23 for 10% off your first order. Great deal. That's shop.thecocktailguru.com, 10% off with code GURU23. Cheers. And now we're back. So you guys were just chatting about stormtroopers. What's going on with stormtroopers here?
Yes. Well, I saw one of Stacey's videos, and she was dressed as a stormtrooper, but she was at a convention at that. Well, it was a Star Wars convention. But she then mentioned just now that she was in Paris and donned the stormtrooper outfit while she was in Paris in front of the Eiffel Tower.
I did. I was one of those people that decided to use up a whole suitcase to pack my stormtrooper armor to bring to Paris to do a photo shoot. And it was the best. I have no regrets.
Well, we love Paris because Jonathan's mother is from Paris. So Paris is near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, that is true. And we do love Star Wars too.
Yes, we do.
Both those things combined is wonderful.
Can you talk a little bit more about your cosplay experience, because that's kind of big, and how does one get into that? Do you find a knack for being different characters, getting into costumes early on, like with Halloween costumes as a kid?
So, I mean, I haven't cosplayed in many years, but when I first got into it, it was around the time that I started my YouTube channel and I wanted to make live action fan films. So I started creating these costumes for characters that I wanted to portray. And at the time, I didn't even know cosplay existed. So I did a StarCraft cosplay, and then all of a sudden it ended up on all of these different websites and cosplay Facebook groups. And I was like, what is this whole cosplay thing? So I was cosplaying without even realizing what cosplay was. And the community around it is amazing. I loved it. I'm very known for my Tracer cosplay from Overwatch. I was the first person ever to do a cosplay as Tracer. And I did many different variations of her wardrobe over the years. And it just kind of opened up a lot of doors for me to be able to meet other content creators and just make really cool stuff.
Yes, well, one of my favorite ASMR artists is very big on cosplay as well. Her name is Isabel Imagination. Great ASMR artist.
So I did hear you talk about ASMR in the intro. So you love ASMR.
Yes, I do.
And you were like, I don't think she's done ASMR. Well, let me tell you, I used to do bacon ASMR.
Oh God.
What?
Please, Stacey.
Oh, please tell us about that.
You have just blown my dad's mind.
Yes, you have. Yes, you have.
So ASMR was starting to become a huge hit, and I had my own spin on it. I had all these close-up cameras and microphones just around bacon sizzling on a grill.
Ooh, but wait a second. You had it on a grill, but then did you eat it? So did you do?
I didn't do any of the eating. I really let it just be about that sizzle and that pop sound that bacon makes. And it was pretty great until the fire alarm went off. So, when you watch an ASMR video, you encourage people to put their headphones on, really get zen about the whole experience and just enjoy it. And there was a little too much smoke with all the bacon, and the fire alarm went off, and I killed a lot of people's ears.
Yes, but then what you can do is combine that with a mukbang. Mukbang, and crunch the bacon next to the microphone. Then you've got a fantastic combination.
I guess that's going to be part 2 of the ASMR bacon stream.
Mukbang.
So going
Stacey's ASMR bacon mukbang.
Staying on the food thing, the dressing up as a hot dog. I'm not familiar with that. And then Dad, you love eating hot dogs, and you even have a TikTok channel where you're eating hot dogs.
Wait, you have a TikTok channel about eating hot dogs?
Yes.
How do I not know about this?
Well, most people don't know about it, but
until today.
Thank you for your interest. It's hot dogs and champagne.
Oh.
Always drinking champagne. I go to different hot dog establishments around the country and always drink champagne with my delicious, yummy hot dogs.
And what is it called? What is it called? Is it part of the First Real Entertainment TikTok?
It's First Real Entertainment.
Okay, First Real Entertainment, yeah.
Under the
umbrella.
Watchful eyes of First Real Entertainment.
I love it. You're making hot dogs fancy.
Yes, I am, because I did that for a living for a long time. I was media relations director working with the press for Moet Hennessy USA. And some of my events, which I created proudly, involved drinking different types of champagne, because we had 4 or 5 different great champagnes in our portfolio, and eating hamburgers and eating hot dogs. And I did this for the press, and it became somewhat of an international phenomenon, because somebody in London copied me and ended up doing the same thing. So I've just taken that tradition and expanded on it, and I'm running with it and love every second of hot dogs, hamburgers, and champagne.
I love it. So I've never combined the two, but everything we're talking about sounds amazing. I love making gourmet hot dogs and then pair it with champagne. That's the perfect combination.
Yeah, you're missing out because it is a great combination.
You know what you guys
won't be missing out this weekend because I now have plans. Hot dogs.
You know what you guys can do? You know what you guys should do, and Carrie, our executive producer, should take note of this, is you guys should do one of those side-by-side TikToks. I think there is something like, yes, Carrie says yes. What would happen is, Dad, you would film your thing first, and then Stacey would do a TikTok or something. A duet is what it's called. And then, I think that would be kind of neat, right?
Oh, I would love
this idea. That. Let's make it happen.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, Stacey. I would love to do that.
Let's do it. It's long weekend in Canada coming up here, so that'd be perfect.
Ooh. Yeah, same in the States. We've got our Independence Day.
4th of July, yeah.
4th of July.
Yes.
And where did Stacey? Where did the interest in beverages, alcoholic beverages, come into play from everything that you were doing before?
Yeah, so for a while I worked at a bar called Uva, which is a very upscale cocktail bar in Vancouver, and the mixologists there were just amazing, and they were so passionate about what they were doing. They were the full-on career bartenders, and they just taught me everything I knew about drinks. And it was hard not to fall in love with it. When you see people that are so passionate about something, you get sucked into that world, and I loved it.
Yeah, I'm familiar with the name Uva.
Oh, really? Awesome.
Yeah, I mean, it's possible I was there when I was in Vancouver, but
probably it was, especially at one point, it was a very, very famous cocktail bar. And a lot of their bartenders went on to win awards and bartending competitions. Yes. So, it would make sense that you've heard of it.
And I've seen the really lovely shot and edited videos that you've done. I think you've done a couple with a specific vodka brand.
Yeah, Zerkova.
What is it? What is it called?
Zerkova.
Zerkova. What's your connection to Zerkova?
I've been working with them for years. They are a phenomenal vodka brand. Their vodka is some of the best vodka I've ever had. But it's at a price point that most people can, manage and be able to take advantage of. And they're amazing. They're a Ukrainian company as well. So right now I'm pretty sure that most of their proceeds and everything that they're making is just going back into Ukraine.
Fantastic. Well, thank you for working with a Ukrainian vodka company, because that is our heritage.
Oh, there you go. Oh my goodness. I got to get you. I will find a way to send you some of this vodka. You will love it. It's amazing. And they just have so much good messaging, and they're just such a phenomenal company. I love working with them.
Wow. Yeah, my grandparents came here from Ukraine in 1906.
Wow. That's amazing.
Right. Yeah. So we have a real Ukrainian heritage. Right, John?
Yeah, that's true. And it's not only spirits that you're into, because I saw your most recent video. You were walking through a winery, which is near where you are. Is that right?
I was. I do love wine.
Good.
Again, I live basically in the Napa Valley of Canada. So I have wineries all around me. And whenever I get the opportunity, if one of them invites me out to taste their wine and sample their food, I'm all in. It's kind of the best job ever.
Now, that's one thing. I've never explored the wineries of Canada, and I'm amiss in not doing that.
Oh man, that's something that we need to do.
Visit.
Yeah,
we may need to make a pilgrimage to British Columbia.
I love it. Yeah. And I'll be your guide.
Thank you.
We are. Yes, we have. I have family. Well, some of my in-laws live up in northern Alberta, near I don't know, Peace River. That area. Is that in Alberta or BC?
Peace River, I'm pretty sure, is in Alberta.
Yeah.
I hope I'm right on that, or else I'm going to get called out on social media.
I'm going to say that it's Alberta. So if I make the mistake, it's my mistake.
It's the hinterlands, right? They live out in the forests.
It's quite out there. Yeah, it is. But it's beautiful. I mean, all of Canada has so many different beautiful parts to it, and I love it. It's been a long time since I've been back there.
you need to come for a visit.
We accept.
Mark it in the calendar. Let's go.
We accept. Real quick, because this conversation has really flown by and we're nearly out of time. But
are we really? No,
yeah,
I feel like we've been talking like 20 minutes.
No, we have so much more to cover, John.
I know we do, but what about
there's going to be a part 2 to this podcast?
Part 2?
Yes. There will be.
So 2 things. First of all, what was the deal with the dressing up as a hot dog?
You tell.
I just think it's really fun to dress up as a hot dog. I don't even know how it started. I think probably Nerdy Bartender. I think it was season 1. I was doing a carnival episode and I was making all of these crazy creations, like trying to find a way to make candy floss boozy. I did like a margarita candy floss and I was doing like a popcorn infusion and all the things that you would get at a carnival. And again, not really sure why, but it just made sense that I should dress up as a hot dog and have a dance party in the middle of that episode.
Of course.
And that's what I did.
It sounds normal and logical to me.
Thank you. And now it just keeps having a comeback. I did a live debate for Craft Dinner. I actually don't know if you guys have Craft Dinner, but you have the company Craft in the US.
Yes.
And we were debating original versus flavored Craft Dinner. And during this like very presidential style debate, I like donned a hot dog costume for my last argument. So I think hot dogs are great. And whenever you get the opportunity to dress up as one, you should.
Well, we appreciate that, Stacey. We who are hot dog lovers and champagne lovers, and we will continue combining the two, and hopefully we will do it together someday.
I love it. Let's please make this happen.
And also, one of the dishes you created sounds like it would go perfectly with champagne as well, because I saw this video: smoky, cheesy bacon butter popcorn.
Oh, it's a good one. That would go nicely with a glass of champagne.
It would be perfect with any of the champagnes that I'm thinking of right now.
Oh, I like it.
That sounds delicious. And real quick, what's next for Stacey Roy? I know that you have been traveling around and doing some Lego promotional tours and appearances. What's going on? Are you on the next season of Lego Masters? Are you doing
Those
judging?
Are all things we can't talk about. But I will say I'm trying to do as many meet and greets as I possibly can. It's been such a joy to meet the fans of Lego Masters and fans of Lego. So many meet and greets. I have a couple conventions coming up, one of which I am hosting a panel, and it's probably the biggest convention I've ever been to. I can't quite announce it yet, but you can use your imagination. And I'm very, very excited for that. And then also doing some cool fundraising for St. Jude Children's Hospital as well this summer.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, we have been donating to St. Jude, my wife and I, for the last 50 years.
Oh, I love that. Back in December, I was doing a 24-hour live stream where we raised over $1 million with Dr. Lupo. And my partner on the show, Brick and Nick, we built a life-size creeper from Minecraft. Like, it was taller than me that Dr. Lupo got to smash when we hit the $500,000 mark. So I love everything that they're doing, and I'm a huge, huge supporter. And I've got some more fun events planned with them soon.
That's amazing. Well, we really love what you're doing, and we're so thankful that you were able to take the time out to join us on the Cocktail Guru podcast. So hopefully our next meeting will be in Vancouver over hot dogs and champagne and other things.
Oh, Stacey,
thank you.
Thank you so much. It's been an honor, a great pleasure to meet you and to speak with you. Thank you.
Well, thank you both so much for having me. And I'm looking forward to part 2 of this podcast because I think we still have things to talk about.
We do, indeed. And there will be a part 2. Deuxième partie.
Yes. Cheers.
Tipple Time is brought to you by J.P. Weiser's Canadian Whisky.
Hey, Jonathan here again. Another segment, Tipple Time, coming at you. I'm using another J.P. Weiser's product. They make amazing Canadian rye whiskeys. This is lot 40, which it's a small batch product. It's aged in virgin oak barrels. It's super bold, and there's such a nice history behind J.P. Weiser's and the whiskey makers over there. And that's why I love experimenting and coming up with cocktails using their brands. It's a beautiful presentation. It's a beautiful bottle. It's a beautiful liquid inside, more importantly. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, this is a stirred cocktail, and it's kind of a variation on an old-fashioned. It is a maple old-fashioned, so we're sticking with the Canadian theme here. So what I'm going to do is throw in 2 ounces of Lot 40 right over here. We're going to add some tiki bitters from Bittermans, and I love this. I love their products. We're just going to do a couple of dashers. There we go, right into our mixing glass. And, of course, some maple syrup. Cannot have a maple old-fashioned without maple syrup. And we're, again, going to do just a little heaping teaspoon of the maple syrup. So that's about half of an ounce. And I've added ice to my mixing glass here, and we're stirring it, getting it all nice and chilled down, making sure that the water incorporates with all of the liquids, making sure that ice dilutes the drink properly, and we'll just strain it over ice in my rocks glass right over here. Look at that. That looks beautiful. And generally, you're going to do like a citrus peel or a lemon peel for an old-fashioned, but my mint is just burgeoning, overgrown in my garden. I have multiple spots where mint is growing. So I'm just going to take a nice mint leaf, or mint sprig rather, wake it up by kind of slapping it against the palm of my hand and just adding it there. Look at that. Delicious Canadian old-fashioned. Hold on. Oh yeah, works really well with the tiki bitters and that Lot 40. Oh my gosh. Guys, it's delicious. I love Canada. I love Canadian whiskey. I love Lot 40. I love JP Wiser's. Guys, definitely experiment with these products. Cheers, and I'll see you next time.
Tipple Time was brought to you by JP Wiser's Canadian Whiskey. That does it for today's show. If you enjoy what we do, please rate, review, and subscribe to the podcast. You can also support the show with a small monthly donation to help sustain future episodes. Just click on the donate button at the top of our website and choose your donation amount. To learn more about our guests, visit www.thecocktailgurupodcast.com or follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok.
The Cocktail Guru podcast is produced by First Reel Entertainment and distributed by EatsDrinksTV, a service of the Center for Culinary Culture, home of the Cocktail Collection, and is available via Anchor, Spotify, Apple, Google, Amazon, and wherever you listen to your favorite shows.